That's none of my business.
So you're not gonna give me ice?
Oh, you needed ice? Oh shit. Come on. But I thought you said the ice was hurting your teeth.
It was, but this is disgusting. I can't drink this. I feel like just taking a sip of that got me fucked up.
Good, you had to catch up.
You put the whole bottle of tequila in here.
You a liar. I didn't even put that much in there.
Oh my god, you see, I can't even carry it.
And you turned country? I can't even carry it.
Welcome back to Drunken Mayhem with Marbz
and Dwayne.
We're obviously in a little different setup today. It's a little different than what we usually got going on. Today's episode is also gonna be a little different though. We're gonna give you guys a story time today.
Yeah.
So I'm so nervous about this because I don't want y'all to know my dirty laundry, but it's fine. So
she got like one basket of dirty laundry.
No, I got a lot of baskets.
It's like one little basket, but we definitely switched it up, and we figured story time would be like a more casual than usual, because we're already pretty much like low key with how we talk about things. But I feel like this is pretty chill. We're at Marbz's house today. Usually we film at my place, and yeah, we're gonna do story time. And we're just going to talk about some really dope past memories that were interesting.
Well, one specific one.
Yeah. Literally, this was like our first year of being friends.
Yes. And it was the first time we like went, it was still in state, but like we went away
like,
for the weekend together or whatever. Yeah. This drink is fucking strong.
Yeah, I'm so glad. We're drinking margaritas today also.
First of all, this is our second one. And I asked him to refill my margarita, and he literally went like that with the fucking tequila.
She know I'm heavy-handed.
I literally can't even look straight right now. I don't even know where I'm looking.
In the words of a wise woman named Rihanna,
here we
pour it up. We call it. So this story is basically called AC, because if you don't know AC, it's Atlantic City. Because we're located in New Jersey. I feel like that's also something that we never talked about. We're located in New Jersey. We also are like assuming most of the people that's going to be watching this is our friends.
Yeah, but I mean, we have friends that are out of state.
Yes, that too. But yeah, we're in New Jersey, so we're North New Jersey, and Atlantic City is like a good 2 hours.
It's like 2 hours away,
a 2-hour drive.
It's like literally the Jersey Shore, like.
Basically,
Ron, stop!
Anybody who doesn't know what AC Atlantic City is, it's basically this long boardwalk with a whole bunch of hotels and casinos. It's like almost like a really small version of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Really small version, but good enough for anybody that's like up north and they wanna gamble.
Oh my god, that was a good summer.
Such a good summer.
Yeah. Oof.
That summer was crazy. But like
spell vinegar.
I don't think that was our first summer that left.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it was. That's a different story.
That's a whole different story. So one of the people in the group, like the reason that I knew them was because I had dated them before. So I had dated him before, and we were dating for a while, like a year and some change.
Yeah.
And we had recently broken up, and we decided to stay friends. So it was literally weird because we were still hooking up from time to time.
What made it so interesting is like it happened when we all became friends.
Yes.
When they took a break, they stopped being a break. Once I came into the picture, I became cool with both of them.
Yes.
And I kind of was like, I'm not choosing who I'm spending my summer with.
Yeah.
So regardless of your past, that was before me, and we could all hang out and not. And of course, from us hanging out, things happened. But at this point, they kind of decided when we went on this little trip to like, that it was going to just be like, we're going to slow down at this point.
Yeah. We decided like we're not going to like fuck anymore. It just was messy. So whatever. So we decided to stop before we went to AC. So we went to AC for one of our friends' birthdays. So
the fourth member in
our group. Yeah. So we went to AC. We surprised him, and the three of us showed up. So me, the person I used to date, and Dwayne, we showed up, and he had rented a suite. Well, his girlfriend had rented a suite
and invited all of his friends.
And invited, like, it was like 30. We were 30 deep in that suite.
It was big. It was a big party. The girlfriend was like basically like, y'all can stay in a suite. There's mad room.
We brought like 2 bottles.
Yeah,
like we we were like, she literally didn't even want to take money. Like she was just like, no, like I rented it, and like it's
it
like
is what it is.
everybody like she did it for his birthday. So we were like lit. So we brought bottles. Like it was lit. Like
we were ready for this. We don't know how to act. So we were like.
We were also egging her on.
Taking shots.
100%.
Well, the show was called Drunken Mayhem. Like, we had to build up to this.
Exactly.
And so we were throwing back shots. Everybody was throwing back shots. And Marbz the queen. Shots. She would be like, let's take shots.
No, I'm literally I'm disgusting. I'm the worst.
And then also, you give me a couple of shots, and I'm like, okay, let's do another one.
Yeah,
so it's like, that was the energy of the party. Mm-hmm. So it was like, almost like going until like 11:30. And I was like, I remember going like, guys, so what's the move? Are we going out? And our other friend that we were with, that we will say like Marbz's ex, was like, well, I'm ready to go too. It's getting late.
Yeah.
So we were all like, what are you going to do? What do you want to do to the birthday boy? And he was like, well, everybody's still turning up. Let me see what's going on with them. But y'all go and I'll meet you there. Mm-hmm. And we were like, cool, perfect.
By the way, just like a little pause. I don't know if y'all saw, we have a special guest today.
Oh, yes. Our special guest.
Rustiferous.
Yeah. So we end up leaving, and we end up going to like one of the really big clubs known in Atlantic City. And all the clubs are in hotels. So what we do is we basically leave our hotel and we walk down the boardwalk to like past five hotels.
And mind you, okay, let's just keep in mind, we're fucked up. Like, we're lit.
We were lit. I think we went to the bar, we got drinks, and then we went out to the dance floor. Mm-hmm. And I remember us just like dancing, and the other so her ex that was
literally hate him so
I wasn't even able to get there yet, but her ex was there, is like chill. He like kind of himself, and he's scoping out the room. So he's like scoping out the room. He
always like does his own thing.
And she low-key was like scoping out the room. I'm lit. I'm always just lit and just like
he just, you know what it is? It's just Dwayne don't know how to act. Like, he does not have a fucking filter. Like, he's literally just like I will tell him something, like to tell him something. Go ahead, just finish.
She don't even know what she's talking about. Like I said, I was just having a good time. So she sees this one guy, and he's up there and he's dancing, and she's just like, ooh, yeah. And I'm like, don't ever tell me you like something you see, because I will go out and I will go get them.
I did not. Okay, first of all, okay. I kind of knew this about him.
Because I've done it already twice for her.
Yes.
Maybe 3 times.
Yes. But also, like, I would usually just walk away. I don't know. It never worked. Like,
you usually don't walk away, but you'll entertain them. You'll be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because usually you'll see them up close, or you'll talk to them, and you'll be like,
and I'm just like, you're so corny. Yeah. Like, you're so fucking corny. So, yeah, you're right. It usually just like, whatever.
Yeah.
So he literally goes... Mm-hmm. And he like grabs me. He's like, "Yo, I got a bad bitch for you."
You remember?
He's like, "This is literally what he said."
And then I pull him, like, cause he's up. So I'm like, "Hey,
yo."
And he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" I'm like, "I want you to come meet my friend." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "I want you to come meet my friend." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "I got a bad bitch for you. Come with me." So he's like, okay. And I bring him through. I remember pulling him. I didn't give him a choice. I never give a choice. Unless I'm not going to steal no woman. So he like got hyped when he saw her. He was like, oh, hey. But this is awkward because her ex is right there.
So I thought he was gone. When Dwayne went to go get him, he came back.
Yes.
And that's when I got nervous because my ex had a temper problem, okay?
He had a temper, but a thing that was really big for me is if you say, look, this is not going to be anything.
No, 100%.
Then it's not going to be anything. And I respected both of them and cared for both of my friends, but it's just like, if y'all both single, y'all single. Yeah. And I would have did the same for him if the tables was turned. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the guy and her starts talking, but they like she kind of like pull him to the side a little bit.
Yeah, because I feel like that's rude.
So like they go to the side and go talk while me and him are chilling and tell him like how the conversation was.
See, I literally do not remember what even happened. Like, all I remember is...
You don't remember the first one?
No, the conversation? No. Because I literally tell him stories, like, when they happen, and then I forget.
And then I save them, and she just delete.
He saves them, I delete them.
Like, leave the 64 gigabytes and get the 124.
I have 256 gigabytes.
Okay, but you just now upgraded, and all your past memories are deleted. Mm-hmm. They're done. But anyway, back to the story. So they're talking, making small talk. Where are you from? Why are you in AC? this and that, and he's like, I'm here with some boys for the weekend. Yeah, so like y'all separate, you come back to us, and I'm just like, what? And she's like, oh, he's really cute, blah blah blah. But it is what it is. Like, we had a little conversation, he went back over. So we're chilling for like 5 minutes, and then he comes back over and he's like, what happened? I thought you were gonna come back with me over. And she was like,
oh, I do that. And I was like, I'm not waiting on you.
Yeah, he was like, I wasn't gonna follow you.
Yeah. Oh, he thought I was gonna. Yes.
Yeah, he thought that she was gonna just tag along back.
Because we were talking, and then he kind of like
kind of led the way, like come over here. Yeah.
But I didn't know, and I wasn't about to follow him. I didn't know him, and also like I'm not thirsty, so I don't care. Like,
so she came back to us. So he came back over and was like, Miley, what's good? He was confused. He was confused. And
I literally told him, I actually do remember this. I was like, I wasn't about to follow you.
And he liked it even more.
He did.
They kind of disappear for a little bit. I'm like hanging out with her ex, also my friend. And we're like chilling, and he's just like, this is lame. It's whatever.
And he's usually not like that. Like, he's usually like,
he'll make the best of it.
He'll make the best of things.
Usually him is, even if it was lame, me and him would have went to the bar together to go get shots and then came back to where we was, so she knew where we were.
And he would be fist pumping.
Yeah, like making the best of it. Yeah. And it was just like, he was like in a funk, and he was like, you know something? Like, this is not fun. I want to head out. I was like, okay, cool. Let me go get Marbz. But then he's like, no.
That's my real name, by the way. I don't know if I ever told you.
What? No. It's whatever. I'm gonna leave. And I'm like, you're gonna leave by yourself? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna just leave. Like, the hotel's not that far away.
But he saw, right?
And wait. So he was like, you just stay. You stay with her to make sure she makes it back safe, but I'm gonna leave. And I was like, but I can get her. And then he just left. So then I'm just like, okay. Looking for Marbz. And what do I see, Marbz? Marbz was tickling his tonsils.
I was tickling his tonsils.
Cheers to tickling.
Cheers to tickling tonsils. Because we were like, he was such a good kisser. I remember that. And I remember him being like he like said some freaky shit. Like, he was like, oh yeah, like I could show you more. And I said,
because he told you, I'll put it.
And he was like kissing on my neck. I had a tank top on. He was like kissing on my neck and shit. And I was like, boy, I will pop this. I remember right you was wearing
all white that night.
We were making out for mad long. He was grabbing my ass. Like, he was getting the
When I finally spotted Marbz, this man's whole hand was so deep in her ass, I thought he was touching her stomach.
It stopped.
Because you peeped me.
I
got close enough, but I wasn't gonna be like, so.
Yeah. So then I was like, we had exchanged numbers before that, and then he basically was like trying to fuck, like, so I was, and honestly, like, I was kind of down, like, in my head I was like, oh yeah. So then I was like, all right, just text me, like, I'm gonna go back home with Dwayne. And he was like, he said he would pick me up at my hotel. He was like, I'll pick you up at your hotel. And I was like, yeah, because I'm not letting him walk home by himself, like, I'm not gonna do that. So whatever, we said bye, like, we kissed, blah blah blah,
and then she's like, I was like, where's Oh shit! She's like, where's so and so? And I'm like, he stormed out, and Marbz is just so nice because sometimes I give her a hard time, and I'm like, you're mean, and she's like, I'm mean, but that was nice. It was really nice of her, because if I was in her place, I would have been like,
no, because if it was me, like, I would have been so sad. I wouldn't have gotten annoyed. I would have been sad. Like, in my head, I was like, oh my god, he's really sad. Like, he literally just saw me make out with some guy, and then I was fucked up because he had bought me a drink too. My new boyfriend that was all up in my ass. He had bought me a new drink and shit. So I was fucked up. Where is he? Like, I need to find him. Where is he? Okay, I was like, where the fuck is he? Because I'm like, he's probably punching a wall somewhere, because it wouldn't be the first time in breaking his other hand. So I'm like, where is he? We
leave and we're like rushing back to the hotel. And also, while we're rushing back, we call our friend that's at the room with his girl, which we forgot to mention, but when we were like talking to them before, we were like messaging, like, are you coming through? He was like, we're not coming because my girlfriend got too lit.
Yeah, she got too lit. He had to take care of her.
He had to take care of her. So he's like, he never made it back. And at this point, we're just like, well, he already left.
Oh, yes, my ex never went. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already been a good 15 minutes. It was only a 10-minute walk. So we're just like, even by us walking, that's another 20 minutes that he should have been there. Mm-hmm. So Marbz's panicking. So now we're walking and there's props. I'm lit.
We're taking pictures.
I'm like, let me get pictures. And she's like, we need to go. And I'm like, one more
I was
picture.
like on a mission. I was just like, okay, let's go. I need to find him.
Facts. So we're like rushing back and we make it back to the hotel room and it's just our friend there. His girlfriend's asleep and he's like, he's still not here. And she was already calling him on the way to the hotel. And I called him too. And he didn't answer our call. Crazy because I've never seen somebody's tonsils like that. And the way her tongue was like...
He was such a good kisser. But yeah, so I felt really bad. And I just felt bad. Like, I remember just feeling so guilty. Like, because I don't do shit like that. And I literally, like... Even when we would hang out before, like... Men would try to kick it to me, like, and I would literally dismiss them, like, A, because they were corny, or B, because, like, he was there.
Yeah. So, like, we get back, and we're waiting, and then finally, like, 15, 20 minutes later, after all that, like, she said basically an hour, he knocks on the door, and he comes in, and he's, like, pissed, and, like, slightly, like, bruised. So Maribel's like, oh my gosh, what happened? What happened? And then we're all just like, what happened? And he's just like kind of like angry. He's angry and he's just like kind of not talking about it. And then he's like, when I left, something happened. And it's like pulling teeth. And then he tells us that he got jumped. So that he basically was coming home. And when he's walking by himself, a bunch of...
Stop! This is why I say you petty.
Because when we originally, so years passed and we got the rest of the story. Anyway, the boys, they started circling him on the bike and throwing rocks at him. And
we're gonna have to cut this out.
Oh,
Bro's about to fuck you up.
Oh,
my dog
Lord.
is very protective of me.
Wow,
you need
Rusty.
to relax and get away from doing it.
No, so they were like circling him on the bike and they started like throwing rocks at him and it was bad.
But the crazy part was, and it was crazy, was that guy that from the club, he was hitting me up.
Yeah.
And me and him
soothing him.
I was helping him. I was trying to calm him down.
Your phone was blowing up.
My phone was blowing up from the text messages, and my ex at that point was sleeping next to me. Like we were sleeping together. And he was like already cuddling me at that point.
Yeah.
Like we were cuddling, and then all of a sudden, like after, because I ignored the guy's text, and then all of a sudden he started calling me.
Yeah.
He started calling me, and then my ex was like, "Is that him? Is that him?" And he got mad again. So I was just like, "Oh my fucking god!" I'm like, watch him leave the fucking room again and get jumped again. So
you ain't shit.
So yeah, it was crazy. That night was so crazy. And then the next day was just like a badass hangover.
Yeah, and a 2-hour drive back home.
And a 2-hour drive.
But it was lit. It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a really,
it was
really
good
time.
Yeah. But that story, I always cringe when he wants to talk about that story because he's always like, "Yeah, he was touching his tonsils."
It
I'm
was,
like, stop.
But it was really a really interesting story because I feel like we didn't get the full rest of the story until years later. It wasn't until like 2 years ago.
Right, like we were like, "Where the fuck were you?"
What happened to him?
Yeah. But yeah, that was our story time for today. Mm-hmm. That day was crazy, but we had a good time. Even now that I think about it, I'm like, it was still a good time. Like,
it was still a good time.
I'm so glad that like it happened
because
it was
like memories or experiences. It was hella fun.
It was mad fun, yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up and we're gonna ask a question. And I think our question should be, what state or city was one of your best memories with your friends?
Yes, like what was your...
ours was like definitely AC.
Yes.
That was like a crazy...
Yeah.
Like,
yes, that's a good question.
What was your like big moment? What city or state or country or let us know.
Yeah, wherever it was,
below
let us know
in the comments. And also, of course, like and subscribe.
Yes, as always. Please and thank you.
Yes, and cheers.
No, I'm just kidding. Cheers. No, you gotta go in. You so selfish. He never wanted cheers, y'all. Look at him.
Cheers.
Cheers.